Today we are building the Region State Administration building from Kharkiv. To be more precise, the building that is on the Freedom Square of Kharkiv. And you can guess to why this video is, and this is the result of a charity live stream I held yesterday. So please, if you want to support the Ukraine, stick with me throughout the video. We are going to talk about this. It's going to be a one-off project. And if you guys want to help out and you have got a spare euro or two, you can help donate. The link for my donation is in the description down below. And you can also support by just watching the video. And if you can, and I'm just going to emphasize this as much as I can, if you can, only if you can contribute by donating to the cause. If you click on the link in the description, you see the full detail on it. You can view the campaign. It is directly for the Aid for Ukraine, so it's not my own one. It is a certified one. It is a proven one. It is a 100% safe donation cause. It's no scam. You can actually donate this, and they are supporting multiple humanitarian support for the Ukrainian people, delivering supplies and stuff like that. And I found this very important because money can change a lot of things, but at this point in time, the people don't need money. They need supplies, they need medics, and they need shelter. And this is what these different organizations do. So please, if you can, link is in the description. But now let's talk about this building. I decided to do something during the week, and I had no idea what exactly I wanted to do because everything just felt wrong and everything just felt out of place. But I decided to do this because this building is very symbolic in a way. It is positioned in Kharkiv on the Freedom Square, and it is the Region State Administration building. Now, obviously, as this is one of the most prominent buildings that have been hit rather soon, it obviously has a certain symbolic character, and I wanted to rebuild this to keep this thing existing in Planet Zoo. It's also on the workshop, so you can download this from the workshop, put it into your own zoos just as a symbol, or just, you know, make sure it's going to the front page, like it, subscribe to it, so that it's going to hit the front page on the Steam Workshop, because that would help a lot to get even more awareness for the entire cause. Now, before we talk a little bit more about the building, to go into a bit more of a positive topic, I want to clarify some things because I find this very important to make things very obvious. Now, first of all, this is 100% to support the Ukrainian people suffering from the attacks from Russia. But that doesn't mean that we are not supportive to the normal Russian people. You know, all you guys out there watching my videos, also from the Russian people that have been in my live stream yesterday, being devastated by what's going on, and obviously being aware of what is going on. It is not the people, it's not the Russian people. And I see so many people mixing these things up. It's not the Russian society to blame. It's not the Russian people. It's the government, the media, and everything that has been going on for decades now. You know, suppressing the freedom of speech and everything like that. So we have to be very precise in who to blame. And this should not be about blaming. This should be about supporting. That's the topic number one. Topic number two is, and I've heard that also several times, and this is also why I was very cautious to do something, but I decided to do something nevertheless. There is a lot more going on in the world than only the Ukrainian war. And it's 100% true that the Western world is very hypercritical when it comes to these kind of things. And the same kind of catastrophe is happening all day long in the Gaza area, and with Israel, and in so many other areas of the world as well. I could, you know, name countless areas. War is not only in Europe. There is not really a but in this sentence, so I'm going to go on, and I find it especially important to stress this even more. However, there is obviously a certain reality we have to face as Europe, and obviously as the human nature is, you are most likely fearing as soon as it's kind of concerning yourself, which it is now. And I don't want to make things up in terms of what is more important than another. There's nothing more important than the other. You know, helping people is equally important to everyone. I'm just going to try to say here why this is now a matter that is, you know, important to be supported. And in the grand scheme of things, in all honesty, we have to say that this conflict has the potential to cause a worldwide war that we haven't faced since the early 90s. And I guess this is very important to stress, and that's the reason why I decided to do that. I hope you guys can understand this. I know that this is exactly not the topic you should put into a YouTube video, and this time around I intentionally do this, even though knowing exactly what the reception could be. But this is my personal opinion on that, or personal spin on that, and I want to do this because I find this really, really, really important. If you want to know more about that, the live stream from yesterday is kept online, so you can jump in it. It's 3 hours long, so you might not want to watch it entirely, but if you want to hear more about my thoughts, it's all in there. But I just wanted to put them into the video, just so you guys are aware, and hopefully you can understand. Now, again, if you guys can support and want support, and you have $1 or $2 left, please go to the link in the description. You can donate this, and if you are not certain what exactly this is about, there is also a little linky to the cause, so you can read it yourself what this is about. It's very precise, it's very obvious, and you can even check each and every organization specifically that is being supported. So that's pretty cool as well. Now, let's talk about the building. I think, the building itself is architecturally very interesting. It's nothing like in particular very crazy, but it is a very standard governmental building in terms of inspired by Victorian architecture with some Greek elements in it, even I would say. Many of these huge columns in there. That is, a very, very prominent state building. This is what it is. And I find, especially with the Europe pack that we got recently, there are a lot of limestone pieces and stuff that we can use. If you put that into your suits, by the way, the piece count is a little bit ridiculous, so please bear with me if there is something broken or not. I tried my best to build it in a way that you can use it, but it's just a million pieces, so it might confuse your system a little bit. I try to be also as accurate as possible in the color scheme and stuff, making it really look tidy and clean and very beautiful looking, rather than how it is right now. Now as you can tell, topic is a very hard one, but I tried my best to replicate the building in a nice way so that we can see this beautiful building at a very important and symbolic location in its old glory in here. So this is my main target with it. I even went in and went the extra mile to make a custom facade, even though we have some very good limestone pieces with some similar textures. I still went in and made my own one because I felt like this looks even better if we go about this, to make it look really exactly how it is in real life, or we have to say how it was in real life. And everything about this is just really, really hard, but I like how the building turned out, not gonna lie. Just purely looking at the aesthetics of it and the architectural style, it shows how far the European pack can go in terms of very similar not similar, but very symbolic and obvious European architectural styles. There are nuances in which they differ from each other. Obviously, the Ukrainian buildings not only have European influences, they have a tiny bit of Eastern Europe influences as well. So it's not like super romantic Victorian builds like it is in Central Europe. It's actually borrowing a couple more elements from Eastern Europe architecture, but also, as I said, from Greek and Roman style, more Greek than Roman though. So that's all really coming together in this style. But in general, they are very similar to normal governmental buildings you see in many European cities, with this very very strong design. I mean, these, this is exactly why they use this many columns nowadays, or let's say in the antique time, it was obviously for the structural reasons, making sure that everything is working with like the old kind of concrete blocks and stuff that were super heavy and structurally not that crazy good to build like tall buildings and high ceilings, so you needed a lot of support. But in later days, like in the 16th, 17th, 18th century, when these buildings have been built in Europe, across Europe, it was not really a matter of structure anymore. It was more a matter of power and making sure that the building itself replicates the power and the stability of its cause, making sure that you looking at it, this building feels grounded, feels based, and this is why you have all these columns reaching all the way to the top, having a double layer of ceiling construction that also again gives this whole thing even more weight. So there's a lot of reasons and thoughts behind this architectural style, and also the lower area where the columns are put on, having these as even more of a double foundation, making the whole building stand even stronger of a ground foundation, is what this architecture is trying to tell. This is a story it is trying to get across, and many of these buildings do, and many of these buildings, if you look at them subconsciously, you have this feeling of steadiness, even though in this time you could have built these buildings totally different already, because materials and stuff got already so much better. But they borrowed a lot of this obviously from the very old architectural styles of the Greeks, of the Romans. I think the real name was it neo-romantic or something like that, and with the Victorian style it just kind of went together. Completely forgot how the term was. I'm always more interested in the stories than the actual namings, but you guys will totally be able to tell me what kind of architectural style this exactly is in the comments down below, so that you make me look like a fool again, as always, and we all know the correct term, how it is called. That would be nice, so please let me know in the comments down below what exact style this is, and maybe you can even find a backstory of it. I didn't, because, I don't have that much time at the moment, and I wanted to contribute something. So I ended up with this, so I'm very sorry that I couldn't do the amount of research that would have been needed. I essentially just took the picture, and even in my live stream I mistake this for whatever reason with Kiev, which was totally wrong, my mistake, but this is, due to the fact that I was time-wise, I'm a little bit under pressure at the moment with the little one and work and stuff like that, so it's kind of hard to find a sweet spot where you can do stuff like that, because a building of this scale and of this detail takes a while, and so we took the whole 3 hours in the live stream to build this one building. So yeah. Which also means that the franchise mode Polar Bear exhibit has to wait a little longer, because this was planned for yesterday initially, and so yeah, I skipped this and I have to invest some more time in that. But it's gonna be there when it's there, so that's all I can say at this point in time. Also, if you've noticed, I used the Planet Zoo music because at least this is very powerful and happy. And I wanted to subconsciously give you a little bit of happiness, even though the topic is a bit harder. I hope this worked. If you haven't noticed, now you have. The music of Planet Zoo is just so positive and happy. I love it. Same goes with Planet Coaster, by the way. I should also use Planet Coaster in my next Planet Zoo videos as well. The music is so cool. By the way, a little fun fact. Have you guys noticed that some of the shops in Planet Zoo actually use the Planet Coaster music? I found this a very, very cool little Easter egg they had in. I think by now everyone knows this, but maybe you looking at this right now, maybe because of a different reason, haven't known this or didn't know that. Now you do know. This is really the truth. You can actually go there and find this. Also, if you listen to the shop employees, you will, or to the vendors, there is also a high chance that you will listen to former community managers Bo and Shante, which unfortunately both are not any longer at Frontier. They now work at Guerrilla Games, have just successfully launched the New Horizon game. Yeah, I'm still sad that they left. Really good times together with Frontier, but now they both kind of fulfilled their dream to go to the company of the game that they both love to play with, Horizon. So it's kind of, a dream come true. So I'm very happy for both of them. And yeah, and just as a little side note, if you're unfamiliar with this side story, yes, this is actually true. they are in the game, and these are their voices. Now, let's quickly talk about the rest of this video, because I'm just doing some little finishing touches here I'm not building the overall Freedom Square, obviously. That would have been a little bit too much, because, you know, this is symbolic, you know, this is a symbolic building, and I didn't want to recreate anything here for whatever reason. I just wanted to get the message across, and I think this is done, and to emphasize and make this message even stronger than last couple of things we are building in here will show this. Unfortunately, I forgot to record most of it, because I'm a stupid person and I forgot to hit record. But what we did eventually is we made a tiny bit of extra thing here. You've seen that at the beginning and in the thumbnail. I wanted to make a bit of signage of freedom here, and what better to use than the peace dove. So yeah, that's what I'm doing here with the last couple minutes left. You can tell that this was a very emotional topic for me, a very hard topic. I have Ukrainian friends, I have people that have family over there, and as I said, reality has it that if the closer it is to you, the more obviously it gets into your reality. I can't stress this enough. We are as human beings, physically we are not able to experience reality the same way. So every single one of you who feels bad not being able to cover all the stuff going on in the world, don't feel too bad, because you just can't. And emotionally it's very hard to deal with it. And if you want to talk about this and need to talk about this, please do so. Search someone where you can talk about your feelings and worries and stuff. This is very, very important in these times. Don't keep it to yourself. If you have any doubts or whatever, talk to people. Very important. And I hope you found this video, good in a way, that it helps and helpful to support Ukraine. Again, last reminder, if you want to support, the link is in the description. You can help the Ukraine by this cause that I'm supporting. And yeah, thank you so much for watching, and I'll talk to you in the next one. Stay safe.